Elementor is really cool because it brings out improvements in the form of experiments, and it gives you access to those as a live user. So instead of waiting months and months for things to be tested, it creates experiments, and these are in the advanced settings, so you can actually choose them directly. Now, word of warning, they are experiments. But of course, by the time they get to this stage of being added to Elementor as an experiment, a lot of testing has gone on. So they're very stable. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be using a staging server to test things on. If you've got a very busy, active site, use the experiments and the other things I'm showing you in this training course on a staging site so that you don't compromise your live site. Let's take a look now at some of the things that you can be setting on and things that I use all the time and are very stable and have had no issues with them as long as you've got a simple site. Let's take a look at some of those experiments now to see some of the things that you can switch on and that you can have a play with on your own sites. Let's take a look. To get access to the actual settings, we need to go from the dashboard into Elementor and click on Settings. This will take us into here. Click on the Advanced tab and let's do some of the settings in here. By default, we can choose External File, which is the recommended setting. That basically uses the external CSS files for generated spreadsheets. Scroll down then, now where it says Google Font Load, and choose the option for Swap. Now you're probably wondering what that actually does. Well, it solves this problem up here. Ensure text remains visible during web font load. So have a read of the article for yourself. There's the link. Come back now into the settings. Scroll right up to the top. We're going to go into experiments. Now, first of all, what are experiments? Well, Elementor is great because what it does, it keeps increasing its value and improving what it's doing. But the way it does that is give you access to those in advance as an experiment, and it's a great little solution. So in a sense, they're like beta options. Bear in mind that these can break your site. So scroll down and let's have a look at which ones we should set. Improve asset loading. Let's make that active too. Improve CSS loading. Make that active. And as you can see, under each one is a note, so you can read about it, and there's a learn more. So if you're not sure about what these are, you can actually find out more. The settings I'm showing you here, I've had no problem with them whatsoever. And a lot of other people have tested them and tried them and they have no problems. The fact that they've got into this list here of experiments means that they're actually already pretty stable. But again, test on a staging site if you need to. Keep on scrolling down, inline fonts, make that active. Scrolling down even more, going down, checking. There we go. Stable features. So now we're going into the stable features. So these have come out of beta and they're actively involved, but they're still in the experiment stage. Optimize DOM output. Let's set that to active. Scrolling down, checking. So you should keep an eye on these from time to time because they'll change. These settings are valid in 2022, but in a year's time, there might be extra options in here, making Elementor even more efficient and faster. Save the changes and remember to clear your cache, all your caches, and then retest your site fully. So there you go. Great little tools there for you to play with Elementor. Great ways to speed up your website.